They should be going. Check the audio just to make sure.
Does that mean we're live?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, maybe. Well, welcome back, y'all. Stay Gold coming at you. This week's movie chess pick was Platoon. Let me get my letterbox up here right now. Shameless plug. They're not paying, but shameless plug. Directed by Oliver Stone, which I was surprised by because I haven't seen much, and the stuff I have seen of his, I'm not typically a fan of.
Yeah.
Really?
I gotta go through his shit, but
I think there's only like a couple.
seen like Savages.
Yeah, Snowden is actually the only
Snowden.
other
No, I've
one
seen
that
one
I
of his
watched.
big ones, I think. I don't remember which one, but yeah.
Yeah,
I couldn't say I'm like a huge fan of him, but I'll probably go through his shit eventually.
I think the other one that I've seen of his was, I think, Natural Born Killers, because he did that one, right?
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, I need to rewatch that one though. It's been a minute.
I need to rewatch it, reevaluate.
Yeah,
my opinion. I guess I saw JFK too, but
nice. Yeah, he's a very
yeah,
political guy. Very
yeah,
thriller, drama-based director. Yeah, I don't know. This is definitely I'd say if not this one, like, this is probably his best well-known movie in his catalog. Yeah, I mean the imagery, it's all there. Yeah, I don't know, man. What do you guys think about it? First off, I guess his first tastes.
Yeah, I rewatched it and I didn't change my rating because I kind of just enjoyed it as much as I did the first time. There wasn't like a whole lot that jumped out to me other than I like Charlie Sheen's character more this watch through. I don't think I really like dug sticking with him throughout the whole movie, but it's like a good foil, It's like starts with supporting Barnes kind of being the gung ho young recruit, and then kind of realizes what the war is, realizes how other people are dealing with it. It's cool. There's like a good commentary on war. I don't know. I think that's why I like war movies in general too, is just because it's just commentary on horrible shit that happens to people. But
yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of war movies, but I guess when I rewatch that, what's the one with the Stanley Kubrick's
Full Metal Jacket?
I can't think of Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one. But going to this one, I was just kind of like, another war movie. But then I thought back to Full Metal Jacket, and I was like, you know what? I like that one. This one was fine. I think it was mainly. It wasn't necessarily the war aspect of it. It was the character. It was very character driven, and what they're going through, each of their experiences, and obviously the duality of man there that you have. You have Eli's character, and then the fucking psychopath that I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Yeah,
Barnes. Yeah, but
bleeder or whatever.
But yeah, I think that was a good choice to show those two sides and the two camps that kind of separate themselves from each other. Of these are the hardcore guys, these are the guys that are just like, you're brought into this. But then you have Charlie Sheen's character who is kind of in the middle, and he chose to be there, and he doesn't know where he belongs. So I think overall it was good characters. Other than that, I mean, it was a standard war movie. Some good action sequences; those were fun. Fun, but yeah, those were pretty good. But overall, it was a solid movie. It was solid. I enjoyed it more than I expected, but I don't think I'll ever revisit it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was. Yeah. I didn't expect to like it anymore, and I didn't. I mean, I just kind of enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah, I mean, I'd never seen it. It's obviously like when you think of like Vietnam War movies, it's this one, Full Metal Jacket, and then Apocalypse Now. So I'm going backwards in time, but I'm kind of curious how this one stacks up with Apocalypse Now, because I hear that's like quintessential fucking Vietnam shit. But
I think Apocalypse Now, to compare it, that one seems to stand on its own compared to these other ones, just because that one's just kind of.
I think it's the first one though too, or like after I guess the Deer Hunter, but the Deer Hunter is its own beast, I'd say, as far as like its storytelling.
Yeah, definitely. I would say Apocalypse Now kind of is more in the same vein as Deer Hunter, though, in terms of like what drives these men to madness type situation
I see.
rather than focus more
The
on
full
war. I
like
don't know.
picture kind of
Yeah,
it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get you.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I just was wondering how much of like this was ripped out of Apocalypse Now. I'm assuming some, but obviously this one, yeah, I actually similar to what you're saying, Alex. I wasn't really feeling a war movie. I've been watching a lot recently. I've been watching a lot of Spielberg, and he makes a lot of war movies, and I'm like, I just don't want to watch it. And
yeah,
then, it worked its magic on me. I'll say that. I think I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought, and I actually gave it more credit than like I think I would on a different day. I don't know. I just like this one is like I think the broadest instance of a war movie or like a Vietnam movie.
for
Like
sure.
with what you're
Yeah.
saying, the characters like you can like identify them immediately and like what they're about and who they kind of operate into and like it kind of ebbs and flows with like Charlie Sheen or whatever, but it's like very broad in its simplicity of showing humanity at its like base level
Right.
and it hits
Yeah.
all the notes and it hits all the moments and I think that's why it's one of the biggest Vietnam War movies of all time is that anyone can watch it and just like get it and not and feel it
Yeah,
and like get out like Charlie Sheen does. Like I don't know, it's just like I gave it. I'm just gonna give my rating because it's above a 4. I gave it 4.5 just because I felt its broadness, which I in a different movie I'd be like, we're too fucking broad, too simple, too But
yeah,
for some reason,
Yeah.
like the way that it's pulling every American character in to show that all these people are going through the same thing, it kind of like added up to me in a weird way. But
no, yeah, that makes
For
sense
that.
for sure.
Yeah.
So I think towards the end of it, what made me lean towards my rating, which was 4, because I was leaning towards like 3.5, but then it kind of just wore me down to where I'm like you said, it doesn't really suffocate you with, I guess, the messages, even though they are there, but it's
Mhm.
broad enough for you to like think for yourself and
mm,
make you think in general, which I kind of enjoyed about it. And the fact that like Charlie Sheen's character, you didn't know where he lied and he kind of just he was the middle point and his basic instincts would come out at certain points and
yeah,
his the animalistic side would come out, but at the same time you saw where he wanted to be and what he wanted to stand for,
mm-hmm,
but as a human it's just hard to do that.
yeah, you
So
got to make
I
these
just
hard
thought
decisions.
that was yeah, it was cool to experience that. And then you just kind of turn into what you kind of hate, to where at the end of the movie where he ends up shooting Barnes after the whole it
Yeah,
just it was good. It was good storytelling, good characters kind of developing into the end of the story there, and it was just yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
better of the war movies that I have seen. So it was definitely more enjoyable in that aspect.
mm,
Yeah. I mean, I think to that point, the scene that stood out to me, like that demonstrated that so well, was basically when they're raiding that village because they're not, there's word
Yeah,
that the VC are there or whatever, and Barnes just kind of they just kind of charge in and start torching it, and Charlie Sheen makes that dude. That was like hard for me to watch. There's
yeah,
stuff like that in here, and I was like, yeah, it's just that grittiness. Um, yeah, just speaks to you because it's like, oh shit, this happened in
yeah.
real life, these kind of crimes and these kind of horrible things.
That scene
Um,
really brings the emotion to the movie. Like
yeah,
at the first like
yeah,
half of the movie, it's kind of operating at like realism and like theatricality. It's kind of like
yeah,
somewhere
mhm,
for
in
sure.
there in the middle,
yeah,
and then it like once that sequence starts, I feel like it just packs right into emotion and realism, and then it just like it stuck with me for the rest of the movie. Its importance, I guess, rather than its like character showiness.
Yeah,
And
mm,
Charlie Sheen, I expected him to take me out of the movie, but he really didn't in ways. So
yeah, no,
yeah,
he did very well.
yeah,
And it's interesting too. I mean, one of the things that you just think about, I guess, with all these war movies, but this one especially just made me think multiple times during it, like the trauma that happened to these guys. I mean, they brought it home,
right,
obviously,
dude, yeah,
but think
made me
about
think about that too.
the drip down that happened afterwards, like how it bled into their next generation and the generation after that and stuff. It's just so it's fucked up.
yeah,
Makes you think
And for
about
some
that.
reason, this one made me like think about that more than the other ones that I have seen. It's
mm,
just more of
Totally.
like the things that were happening and with the characters and the emotions. Like you have Barnes's character, and what if he would have made it home? What would that have looked like? What would the next generations, if he had any, look like after that? what would he have created?
Right.
Same with, I don't know. It's just crazy.
That's what the character. It's I forget his name, but it's basically the guy who's like fully on Barnes' side. Not John C. McGinley, but the younger dude, basically the guy who like shoots the guy that Charlie Sheen makes dance.
Yeah,
Or he doesn't shoot him, he beats him down or whatever.
Kevin Dillon,
the guy
right?
from
Is that Kevin Dillon?
Boy.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, young Kevin Dillon. All right,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's like him. That's what made me thought. I was like, this guy got back to the States, or I don't know, maybe he kept stuck in the military, but he got back to the States. Like,
Fucked up.
I would assume, yeah, he is not okay with like the shit that went down over there.
Yeah,
very thought provoking.
Yeah, just
I stuck on 4 stars for it. But yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just like the way those like sequences devolve. Obviously, like the situations devolve, and then especially in that first village scene, you just like feel the characters having to like grapple with what's happening in real time in a way that's and they can't like stop it. It's all just like kind of getting away from them in ways like very powerful shit. Also, wild card, Tom Berenger, I think like stole the movie for me. I
absolutely
I had no idea that guy was even in the movie, but I was like, that guy is, and he's just like the silent Scar. Obviously, it does a lot of work.
I looked up his filmography, and he's like in just a bunch of straight to DVD movies. He's really not in anything huge. The next, he's in Inception. Then other than that, it's like, what's he been in that I've seen? But he's so good in this.
He is. Yeah.
Did you see Johnny Depp's on the cast list too?
Yeah.
Dude. When I looked at the cast list, I was like, holy shit.
I did not see Johnny Depp, but
yeah.
His buddy, I forgot the dude, David Keith, I think is his name. Like the guy that kind of takes Charlie Sheen under his wing. It's like smoking weed with him. I think his name's David.
Oh, yeah.
He's fucking great in it.
Keith David.
Okay, yeah. Strike that, reverse it. But yeah, I mean, he was fucking great. I mean, all the characters are playing their roles, you know. So
yeah, that definitely. Like I love their like I don't know, like their smokehouse, whatever you call it, the hangout. It was just fun. I was just kind of getting high and dealing with this fucking
escaping.
Yeah, I think Oliver Stone wrote it himself. Or I'm maybe he had help or whatever, or like stuff to base off of. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was some solid writing moments too. Some that I just noted. I've actually just made a list in my phone recently of just great lines, and I'm just like every time I like hear something, I'm like, fucking damn! I just write it. You know, I'm just like logging them all now. But I didn't log this one in the line book, but just the moment was really solid when it's John C. McGinley, and he's like, you know, sometimes I just look at a guy and I know he's not going to make it. You know, I just know.
Yeah.
And then Tom Berenger's just like staring him down, like it's like clearly we know what he's thinking in that moment, I'd say. But that's some good shit. And then the line I wrote down, I got to find it real quick, but it's
drove home that point too of like he's going to be the guy who does. Like,
yeah, I mean he does
at any cost.
Yeah,
I know, right.
Kind of like flips expectation, but yeah. It's still a good moment, but it's when he comes in and gives his like big speech to the squad. It's like he's like, "Why do you smoke this shit? So as to escape from reality? Yeah. I don't need this shit. I'm reality. There's the way it ought to be, and there's the way it is. Like just the way he like lays it down for them is like so fucking like solid. Just like good character, fucking like.
Doesn't he start that too, where he's like, "What do you all know about death?" or something, and he just comes in,
somewhere in
takes
there,
a swig of Jack, and just fucking lays it out. Yeah,
and then he leaves. He's like, "You got 6 guys. I mean, you guys are gonna kill me." And then he like leaves, like, "Oh shit on all of you." and then it starts to burn into a fight. But great scene, great lines. I mean, Oliver Stone. I haven't seen all the shit, but this is the best one I've seen of his. So like,
definitely. Yeah.
Also. Maybe it's just me. I don't think I was tweaking, but there's like sound effects in this movie with like a pot boiling that like happen in the first half and then the second half, right before like they are about to go into a battle. I think. I don't know if I'm just like tweaking, but I'm pretty sure like you just like subtly hear like this like high ring. And
is it when that dude's like creeping up on Charlie Sheen? Maybe. That's one of the most tension.
It's just like when they're at camp and they're just like talking and they're all just like kind of like hanging out. I gotta watch it again or whatever. But like to me, I think he's like psychologically trying to get you uneasy for what's to come. Or my copy of Platoon was just fucking terrible or something. But like I don't know.
Warped audio.
Yeah, to me, it felt like an intentional choice of like calm before the storm, but it's not actually calm because you're about to feel something that's very uneasy, you know, like, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I caught on to that or if I heard it.
Well,
Yeah.
I
maybe
like
not.
picked it up like halfway through the scene where I was like, what the fuck? So like maybe you don't notice it until like you
Yeah.
like
Subconscious.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering, but
Dude, when Willems Dafoe started going down on those foxholes too, that just gave me anxiety from jump. I was like, dude, why? Tight spaces, like enemies crawling around, like
thought Willem Dafoe was great in the movie too.
yeah,
Yeah, very good.
Basically,
Yeah.
like almost a leading role for him early in his career, but yeah, his death scene, I totally forgot that he was like, I didn't know, I guess, but I think I knew deep down that he was the guy who does the fucking like arms, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
First when he gets shot, it's like a good moment between him and Barnes where it's like conflict and shocking moments of that he actually pulled the trigger on him or whatever. But I was like, man, Defoe goes out that way, man, that's lame. And then he gets like the fucking epic slow-mo fucking
chased by a whole fucking
all right,
explosions,
yeah, helicopters and shit. Yeah.
Like, there we go. All right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, honestly, like those three, trifecta, Sheen, him, and Derringer.
Yeah,
they're enough. I mean, all the side characters.
That was a crazy good performance, man, of Barnes. That was good.
Yeah,
really enjoyed that.
I think it was like undersold to me on this one, but you guys bringing it up, it's like, yeah, definitely like unsung
Scar,
hero,
man,
for sure.
Scar. Yeah.
The weather.
Been shot 7 times.
Yeah.
I did.
Where do those scars come from then? What
right.
the
fuck? I did. Maybe it's just because I just watched Saving Private Ryan, but I kind of felt some like energy or kind of like some nutrients like derived from Saving Private Ryan from this movie. I don't know, like the structure of it kind of feels similar. I don't know. Just like encountering the first village and then like the gunfight in the middle where like I kind of viewed Johnny Depp's character to be like Giovanni Ribisi's character, and if you know who that is in Saving Private Ryan, he's the medic who gets shot halfway through and he's like calling for his mom when he dies.
Yeah, okay.
He's like very gentle, kind of outside the group's guy, and he gets offed halfway through. There's a character at the end that gets stabbed to death. Maybe, I don't know. You know, maybe war is just similar in all times, but
yeah.
I think I don't know. I just wonder like if the writer of Saving Private Ryan would like look to other older war movies and kind of just like got some DNA or some type of like something from
Could see it. Yeah. I don't know. They say you've seen one more movie, you've seen them all, but I don't know, man. I don't know if that's true. I mean, kind of. It's like mostly the similar themes, but
I've said that we've watched a lot of Vietnam movies recently.
Definitely.
And to be quite honest, I don't need to watch that many more. I don't know.
Yeah.
Horrible. I like this one a lot, but I just don't need to.
Pointless war. That's like a war that is like the most pointless and the most just frivolous, stupid.
A couple other notes.
Damn, it doesn't make for good television.
Yeah, it's compelling. It's fucking hard to watch, but that's why you can't look away. You know.
Train wreck.
Just for the firefighting in this movie, I noticed like a lot of like very vibrant, colorful, almost like flares being shot off. Like somebody off the camera, just like I don't know. It was like cool and like added an element, but at the same time, it took me out a little bit. Just on like
there was some moments where I felt the same way.
So much explosion, so much everything. I was just like, I don't know. Just too little.
No, I felt that with some of the nighttime scenes where I get like some of the bullets are coming out hot, but there was green ones in there. There was
it's not Star Wars, you know, like
straight up sparks and shit. Yeah. Fireworks looking. Yeah. I feel that.
Final note, I guess I just want to wrap it up. Like why I think this one landed more so than some other ones for me is we've had a lot of war movies that we watched and talked about on the channel, but this one's like all boots on the ground and no bureaucracy, like whatsoever.
True.
So like I think that adds to the like because this movie went so fast for me. It just like it was a very quick watch, and I think it's just because you're in the situation, you never leave it, and you're just you just like ride it to the end when you can finally get the chopper and get out. You know, like it's the bureaucracy in this movie would have, I don't know, convoluted it. You know, so you just sometimes
it was like all. Yeah, it was kind of it was all like understood in the whole Barnes and I forget his with the
Right.
Defoe and Derringer
Eli.
conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eli. Yeah,
Right.
their conflict kind of, and that
was the
that dichotomy.
bureaucracy, but it was
Mhm.
killed off because fuck bureaucracy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Good. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
good
war.
end for Behringer's character too. Like, fucking, or he just says like, "Do it," or
Yeah.
and then like
Do it, boy.
like the way he like jerks into his death. I was like,
Is he dead?
it was just like so
Crawl.
suddenly like effective. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, no, it was good. It was a good one. Apocalypse Now for me next. I think it's
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, so yeah.
honestly out of, if I had like 5 movies that are like Mount Rushmore of ones that I haven't seen, I think Apocalypse Now is on there now, because I've seen like Schindler's List, all these other big ones, now, and that one's a kind of a huge lore one, I guess. So
I need to
someday.
watch the Redux version of Apocalypse Now that they added on Netflix, but it's like 4 hours long or some shit. So.
Holy shit! Okay,
Director's
and Apocalypse Now is long as shit as it is, so it's good though. I mean, it's a good journey. It's just it's long. It's a grind.
Maybe I'll go through Coppola's shit eventually and watch that and rewatch The Godfathers too, because I kind of need to get that.
Yeah, I need to do that too.
That's the third one. So.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. But yeah,
same deal. High level prestige and yeah.
Well,
good for views.
Speaking of prestige, shall we dive into our director dive?
Let's get in there.
Wait.
The next in line.
Is it Kill Bill?
Yeah.
Oh I didn't. My bad. I didn't watch. I thought we were waiting for Joe on.
You fucking kidding me?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I thought we were like waiting on all his chest and therefore the director's stuff.
He said we were good just talking, but should we just wait now, or what's the? I mean, me and Alex have both seen it, so we're just gonna be like,
I don't mind
greatest hits,
spoilers. Yeah, but if you guys want to talk about it,
I'm not gonna talk about it like with you here.
To chew on. Okay. I can chew. Then I'll have like stuff to like think about while I'm watching it. But
I don't want to sway your viewing experience.
Nah, I don't think that's possible, honestly.
Very few things get me up in the morning. Tarantino and talking about his movies is one of those things that just keeps me going. Noah, and you just fucking squashed it.
To fucking kill the boner. Fuck,
Alex
I'm sorry,
woke up
man.
in a ray of sunshine, just like
I did.
Today.
It's like today's the day. My internet was out for 5 hours, and I was like, I was so pissed off about that because I'm thinking, I'm not gonna be able to talk about Kill Bill tonight. It comes back on, sun's back out. I'm talking rainbows, all that shit. And now you do this to me.
I have a guy actually on the way over
like this?
to snip your internet connection just to.
Well, are we next week then?
Well, can I ask this question at least? Give me this, Matt. Did you enjoy it more or less this watch through?
Without leading the witness for Noah, I mean, I'm gonna lead him. I enjoyed it slightly less than my other watch throughs. So, yeah, it was more for you.
That hurts.
Yeah, we went.
I love it every time. It's my 5th favorite movie. So
after Jackie Brown, it kind of took a number on my viewing habit of his like catalog. I don't know. That and Pulp Fiction, I guess, watching those back to back, where I really like that style more. And Kill Bill, like he's trying something completely different, but like it's a little bit too much. I'll just leave it at that. But
really,
okay, interesting.
See, I think Kill Bill at 1 and 2, but like watching 1, I think it's some of his best writing. Really? I don't know. I think
2 is better even than the first one.
Oh no, the second one's the best one of the 2. I don't get me wrong, I'm with that one because it's like a perfect mix of Western and then like Japanese. Anyway, but yeah, I just think the first one, every time I watch it, I just think back like, wow, that's such good writing. And then you go into the second one, and then you start with Bud, and it's like, this is such good fucking writing. So I don't know.
The second one I like a lot more. I think so. Like on this watch through, I was like, this one's just so much more entertaining, and the characters are better, and like there's just so much more going on, and it feels more like Tarantino writing. The first one feels kind of like patchwork style to me in ways, but it's don't get me wrong. These movies are great, and I'm gonna lower my rating, I think maybe, but like that's only based in like Tarantino's catalog, I'd say now. So like.
That makes sense. Yeah, if I had to rate them, though, I would. The only reason like if in my list of like my top 5, Kill Bill Volume 2 is my number 5, and then it would probably be number 1. But it's just because, like you said, the second one's just so much more juicy.
It pays off.
You get a lot more.
Everything pays
it
off
does,
in
yeah.
the second one too. So
Gotcha.
But like the first half of the first one is just so fucking riveting, and the way he transitions from like his nonlinear style is just so well executed in these specifically, I think. So
yeah, for sure.
Like the way he transitions with nuggets and stuff. But anyway,
I get
sorry.
Do you mean, Matt, are you talking like the style or just like the volume of Tarantino we're watching that's like what kind of is?
No, just like I had never seen Jackie Brown, and I think like the back-to-back with Pulp Fiction just made me get more love for his early work in a way, and more respect even almost, where it's like, not that I don't respect his late work at all, because I think his best films are still to come. So like, yeah, I don't know. It's just like, this is like his first completely wild swing at something that he's building now off of, with like Django and Inglourious Bastards. And it's not that it's not like perfectly achieved. I just think like there's choices that I don't fully like anymore, I guess, when I watch it, or it's just like, you know, or it goes on a little long in ways we'll get into, I guess, when we talk more, but like, I have specifics, but you know, it's I don't know. I have to like gauge when I like negative, and I was like, okay, well, it's Tarantino and Kill Bill, and the movie is the most entertaining movie that you've watched.
Yeah, right.
It's like it's so good,
wide perspective.
So good.
Of it. Yeah,
it's just
and the stuff that he gets away with too in his writing is just so like, especially these watch through of all his filmography. It's like no other writer could get away with Tricks Are for Kids, you know, or bitch.
That's one that doesn't
feature.
Like, I will say that the Tricks Are for Kids one is one that I was like, no, okay, man, no.
I see. When I heard it this time, I specifically noted it like only Tarantino could get away with this small pop culture reference that nobody gives a fuck about.
100%. He gets away with 10 other ones in Kill Bill that I'm all okay with, but the Tricks Are for Kids one, I'm just like, wow.
That was the one over the line. Yeah.
But yeah, all the other moments. Funny. I mean, we'll talk later. I guess we'll talk later. But like, he opens the movie in Klingon with a quote from a Klingon proverb, and I'm just like,
old Klingon,
like Rockstar shit. It's just like, you don't give a fuck. You're just like making, I don't know.
That's fucking awesome. That's hilarious.
So that's good. Well, I'm excited to talk with some new viewers next week then. So.
Yeah, next week, I guess.
Fuck me, I'm surprised. Fuck.
For next week. Then.
Oh yeah, Death Proof.
You got to double down now. You got a lot to do.
I can do that. I've been watching too much TV. That's my problem. I've been watching like series.
Oh, I did watch. I started The Sopranos, by the way.
Oh, how are you liking it so far? In the
very good. I'm six episodes in. I think it's. I mean, it created prestige TV, and I see its footprint like clearly. Like this is what made shows, some of the greatest shows out there, possible. Is to show like, oh, this type of storytelling could be captured in, 12 episode increments over 5 years or whatever. It's just it's good.
That's
cool, man. I'm glad you're liking it again this time. It's been a while since I watched the first season, so it's a little fuzzy, and I do kind of want to rewatch. But yeah, I mean, the early stuff was a little bit finding its footing as far as like its quality level, and then I hope it picks. I hope you like. Are you invested in the characters, or like do you like what's going on now? You're like,
see, I love Tony's character, obviously, but honestly, I think one of my favorite characters is his therapist, and like I'm just invested in her story and what she's about and why she is the way she is, and I don't know, I love her character.
I did not expect. I honestly expected you to not like that side of the story, so that's
really
cool.
No, I love that. I think that's a great like disconnect, and like for some reason, immediately I think what got me like been kind of hooked in was Tony's in love with his ducks, and that's what kind of sparks the panic attacks. Every day I would get to work when I would work in person, and I'd park out by the pond at my work, and I watch these geese hatch, and then they turn into baby geese, and they're just swimming around the pond, and I would tell Sarah about them on the phone every day about what they're doing every single day. And then they just disappeared one day, and I was just kind of like, oh, my geese are gone. Damn. And then I saw one baby goose like in that same time frame get killed on the road, get hit by a car, and that was just like a traumatic. I don't know. So I'm like, am I Tony Soprano?
Executing hits and shit.
I mean, what's great about that show overall too is like you get a. I don't think any other show has really done it as successfully almost too, where it's like you get a full picture of like a real life in that show. Even though he's like a mobster, and he's got like obviously high octane drama situations he's in. Honestly, not a lot of the show he is in those. So like you're kind of just like watching a dude who's like operating in the gray areas of life and selfish and like he has those moments of peace, and like he likes to feed his ducks and shit and then you get the crazy drama that keeps you there and shit. But it's like Tony Soprano as a character is like so fully realized by the end of that show. It's kind of cool. So
That's good. Yeah, no, I love his character so far. Like I'm invested for sure. I think the only character I'm not like I don't really care for is the young kid.
Christopher.
Is that like his nephew or something?
Oh, his.
Yeah,
I remember
like
first season, there was a nephew character who was like
it's Christopher.
Kind of.
Right.
Oh, is it okay?
He's like
he had the
up and coming in the
meth head
the mob.
he was working with, and then the meth head got murked in the bathtub.
I think that's Christopher. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only character where I'm like, okay, he's gonna have development. I see it coming, but he's the only one where I'm just kind of like, come on, let's get him a little bit more likable here.
I get that. Yeah, so. I like eventually he becomes like my vessel for the show in a certain way because at a certain point you stop identifying with Tony because he's just a dick, or whatever. But like Christopher becomes like the Jesse Pinkman of the story, where it's like he's just a genuine guy who is like in this situation and he can't get out of it really, but he wants to be in it, and it's like, so yeah, he grows on you for sure. At least he did for me. So
that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Man, yeah, no, it's definitely enjoyable. I'm really enjoying it. It's it really it shows like where every time I heard Vince Gilligan say like he wanted Walter to be Tony Soprano mixed with Scarface, and I'm like, yeah, he did it. He pulled it off because it's Tony Soprano mixed with Scarface.
Right. So yeah. And even like the Skyler character in Breaking Bad, it has like the Carmela roots of like dealing with your wife after you just killed somebody type of, like it's like got the duality of his life in it, so.
Yeah, and she's got like that thing with the priest in the first season where it's just kind of like, is it going to happen? Is this priest going to be a dirty boy or what's happening
she's
here?
She's constantly like on the verge of like fucking somebody.
Yeah,
she wants to so bad, but she won't like do it. Yeah, it's good.
I really like her though. What is that? Eddie Falcone, I think is her name.
She's a good or something actress.
Like that. Yeah, she's so good.
Yeah, she's really good. I mean, I think they both win awards eventually for that show, her and Tony. But
fucking Gandolfini was born to play that role. Oh, I mean, his True Romance, I know, was kind of like his tryout tape for Tony Soprano, and he was born to be Tony Soprano.
He's got the charisma, man. I mean, he's a mob boss, and people respect him in that show for reasons. It's like he has to constantly do that the whole show, which is he's good at it. He's fucking good at it,
And like the things too, where it kind of like you relate it back to Breaking Bad, because obviously I watched Breaking Bad first, but it's like in one of the episodes he takes his girl to the college visits, but like he goes off and he kills a guy while she's at a college visit.
I remember that.
And she like sees things that he's doing, and she's asking him questions, and he's just lying and lying and lying. And she's like, I thought, we had this relationship. And he's like, it goes both ways, because she won't tell him where she got the meth from. And so it's like, this is where it all came from. So it's definitely fun.
Nice.
I should reinvest, because then I can give my thoughts on
I'm curious
later stuff. But
how easy it is to put on for you, because once that show picked up for me, I was putting that on every day, watching like 2 episodes a day. Just like it's so easy to watch too after a while.
After one episode ends, I find myself just kind of rolling into the next one and just kind of watching it, because it hooked me. So
nice, man. That's good. Hell yeah.
It's just good writing. So.
It's so good. Yeah, it's
very. I turned over to Sarah while watching it. Yeah, when they're on their cookout, I turned over to Sarah. I was like, "Man, we should have been in a mob family, because it just seems so fun to just hang out,
they're all
cook some fries together,
constantly eating dinner together. Constantly hanging out.
Fuck, it sounds pretty all right to me.
Yeah, they got each other's backs in the end. Shit goes down. So.
Yeah.
You get cool nicknames like Pussy and shit like that. Like, come on.
Pussy and Paulie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck.
Hell yeah. Nice. Yeah. Let me
maybe
know.
I'll pick it up.
Yeah, let me know when you keep going.
I'm on the end of my Last Man on Earth. I'm on the final season.
Oh, nice, man.
Pretty close, actually, like halfway through.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I've been in that show is just funny as I don't know. It's just ridiculous and goofy and
gets dark at times too, man. There's one
does,
moment in that
yeah.
show. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like one of the new characters they introduced, and he's like trying to learn how to be a pilot and like fly over to across the
Lewis,
country.
yeah.
Did you see his
Yeah.
end?
It's just fucking.
This is like, oh, let's do a test flight, and just crashes into the ground, and the dude's dead, and you just move on. Like, I was like, that was like such a shocking moment in that show for me.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, I did not expect that. I was like, oh, he's going to Tokyo. He's outie.
Yeah. Like, oh, this is a nice moment, and then. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun the way they introduced, like, because they introduced is it Kristen Wiig, her character who was like the chick who sat in the bunker and was flying drones to figure everything out. Yeah, that was fun. The whole driving and finding an island, getting away from the meltdowns, the nuclear meltdowns and stuff. Yeah, those yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm interested to see how it ends because it was like canceled, right? Like it's not.
It doesn't have like a definitive true ending, I'd say, but it leaves it at a place where it's like that's cool, you know, in my opinion. So,
I mean, the way even the first 2 seasons are structured, it kind of works. They're kind of always just like on the move, trying to figure out
like the next issue, you know.
Yeah.
Honestly, that show, I think it hit its peak in like the 2nd season, where it's like him and his brother in the space storyline. And like they're in like the Malibu mansion or whatever. I think that's just like where the show was like really popping off. It didn't really get bad ever, but like that's like the greatness of it.
Yeah, I think the later seasons like they clicked on that first that season, and then the later ones kind of were like, yeah, we can keep that going. Yeah,
for sure.
Oh, it's good though. I think Will Forte is like climbing the ladder in my comedians and actors. He's fucking funny too.
Just the physical like dedication to that show too, where he's like shaving half of his head and shit. It's just so
shaving his eyebrows.
Yeah, he's just making such weird choices. Physically, like literally, like has no hair on half of his face completely. Yeah, he just rode that look for like months. It's like goddamn,
mangy beard. And,
yeah, huge ass beard.
Yeah, him and Carol are just fucking hilarious too. They're just so out there.
Carol really grew on me as a character.
Same, yeah. No, so I'm finishing that up, but I hardcore binged The Patient. I don't know if you guys ever came across that on Hulu.
I didn't. I almost watched it, but I was like,
Yeah, it's dark. It's kind of fucked up. Yeah. Serial killer kidnaps his therapist and then holds him hostage to get him to stop like killing people on impulse or whatever.
It's a good premise.
It's good. Steve Carell impressed me with his like dramatic stuff. So it's good. Easy watch too. Like I binged it quick. Maybe just because I got more time.
Quick episodes, right? I think.
It's like 45, but they go by fast.
Nice.
Yeah, other than that, I haven't been watching a ton.
Haven't been watching Kill Bill, that's for sure.
What the fuck, man?
He's been busy.
I fucked up, yeah.
You stabbed me in the heart. I treated you like a son.
This is what you do to me. Yeah, sorry about that. We'll catch up. Well, if Joe's back, he's back next week. He'll be
should be.
Yeah, it's that'll be a stacked week then. Shit.
Yeah.
Doing Death Proof for next week too, or are we just gonna do Kill Bill now?
Listen, I'll fucking double down. I'll get Death Proof. I'll get the Kill Bills.
I'll do it. I mean, I got
time.
Nothing else on my docket now. I did my homework in Noah.
Yeah,
I'm notorious for not doing my homework.
I even watched Leaving Las Vegas. God damn it!
Okay,
fucked up.
I thought about it, and then I was like, "Yeah, wait, I can hold off on that."
Yeah.
Lumped it in with Kill Bill.
What you been watching, Alex? Besides Sopranos, I guess. Anything other?
That
one takes up a big chunk when I watched it.
Any more reality?
That's pretty much. I watched. I'm caught up on the latest Love Is Blind season. I'm a big Love Is Blind. I'm not no fucking normie watching it either. I'm dedicated. I'm in the Reddit. I'm in everything.
Lore.
I know outside of the pods. I know inside of the pods.
Oh, shit!
Wow.
Yeah,
he's trying to get on the show. He's trying to be
But other than The Sopranos, I kind of just absorbed most of my time. I mean, I watched Leaving Las Vegas. That was something. for sure. I'd love to know your guys' opinions. I mean, maybe I'm missing something, but I don't know. I
I have
don't
like
get it.
no background. I know nothing about it, so I'll give
Nick
you.
Cage
I'll give you
and
my trash.
I just
Vegas.
know my mom talked
Yeah.
about it a lot, and she was like, "Oh, it's a crazy story about this guy who wants to kill himself by drinking himself to death." I'm like, okay.
Relatable.
I don't know. I don't know. Again, I just need your guys' opinion on it. I feel like
Yeah,
it didn't really
I'll
land
watch
for
that
me,
soon.
but
Yeah.
Well, if I know Nick Cage, it can be high highs, low lows.
Yeah,
So
you never know.
honestly,
Never know with that guy.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I will be seeing Saw next week, though, early next week. So if you guys go to
Oh, yeah.
see Saw 10, I hear you can watch it without seeing the others. So, and I hear it's very good.
I feel like
The
that
best of the
started at like
series.
5, so it's like, all right, just jump in,
Yeah,
pop some
it doesn't
gore.
fucking matter. There's just gonna be people getting murked.
Yeah.
If
If
you
I
ask
go to
me,
the,
5 is when it became like fun to watch, and rather than just like I'm not invested in the story, I'm just here to see people get
right,
fucked up.
right,
And then
I
this
can
one, I guess,
respect
is a
that.
good blend of story and gore. So I don't know. My mom really liked it, and she's seen them all as well, and she said it's the best one. So
I don't know how your
yeah,
mom goes to see that shit.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if I go to the movies, I'm gonna go see Dumb Money. I think just because I want to see that one. So
I might see that too next week. I'm back up north next week, so I have like a lot of downtime, and that's when I see my movies. So
nice.
I'll probably, if it's playing, I'll go see Dumb Money too
yeah, I might
for
see that.
Thursday.
I want to see that by next week. Yeah, so I'll
Yeah.
probably be able to talk about it.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna see Killers of the Flower Moon the next following Thursday, so we might have to adjust our record schedule.
God.
Okay, I gotta watch that one too. So maybe I'll just go see it that night too.
Yeah,
Why not? Watch
I'm
party.
excited for that one.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. But yeah, other than I guess the shit I've been watching. I started watching Strange Planet on Apple Plus.
It's like a Planet Earth type thing, right?
You know the cartoons where it's like the aliens, and it's like, let me grab my, what do they call it, foot tubes, and put them on my limbs. It's like those like weird. It's like a comic strip or like a meme strip where it's like these like amorphous aliens just basically talking in like very literal terms of like how weird life is or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's that as a show, and Dan Harmon's like a creator, so that's why I watched it. But it's got moments of like heart and levity and shit, but it's kind of annoying. But I can see why people would like it. I gave it a go. I'm just trying to watch all of Dan Harmon shit, honestly. I'm watching Crapopolis right now too. That show sucks. I hate that show. I don't know.
Yeah. I
You
kind
gonna
of turned me
finish it?
off.
I'll finish it just because I want to be able to check off Dan Harmon because I think he's a great writer. But I think these animated shows, he's just kind of like starting and then just like
Handing off.
and yeah, just
Yeah, pushing him off. Now he's just a producer, an executive producer.
kind of honestly.
I think that's basically what happened with Rick and Morty too, especially after Roiland left. It's kind of like
I think he has his hands more in that one, I'd say, still.
Yeah.
But who knows?
That one really fell off for me.
Really? It's still good. I'm gonna watch the new season. I think it's about to air soon. So
I'm 2 seasons behind right now.
yeah.
I
mean, the last season I liked. The one before that I was like, eh. But
that's the one where I started, and I was just kind of like, I can't. I'm good.
I get that. Honestly,
be a lot.
The reason why I think that show is successful has a lot to do with Dan Harmon. So now that I don't think Roiland's done any work on it recently in the last few years anyway, but like, I don't know. I trust him with Rick and Morty to send the show off in the right terms of 10 seasons or whatever the fuck they want to do. So like, I'll watch it till the end.
Yeah, I'll stick with it too.
Yeah.
I'm disinvested in it.
I'm also watching Shoresy. It's a Letterkenny spinoff with Shoresy. The guy, he's always the guy in the bathroom or in the.
Yeah, give your balls a tug, motherfucker.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
and he's like the main guy now, and it's I actually like. I mean, Letterkenny has its own writing style or like structure.
The first season of Letterkenny like blew my socks off. I was like,
loved
holy
it.
fuck!
And then they went for 12 seasons.
Got a little, got formulaic and
yeah. 100%. I mean, this is like their attempt, I think, to stick within the bounds of their formula of like compound a joke 4 times and then move on, but it's like they're bringing narrative into it more with like Shorzy's like that he's the team captain on like their local team, and basically at the start of the show he says we're never gonna lose again, and that's the philosophy he's sticking to, and like they're going through the seasons of like the team being better and they haven't lost a game yet, and he's like this badass, and it's still got all the Letterkenny like trappings with like the soundtracks and shit, and like all the like women just being hot there for reasons,
Yeah.
but you know,
I
I don't know. It's enjoyable. It's decent.
All right. So, I mean, give me your take on this, because I remember watching that first season and thinking there was even like a cinematic style to it that changed after that season.
Of the first season of Letterkenny?
Yeah.
I think they
Because I
stuck
remember that
with the style. It's very dry and very, I mean, the cameras and like the filmmaking techniques they use are very just like standardly nice, I'd say. Like, I think they do slow moves every once in a while, but most of the time it's just like stagnant shots. But
yeah, because I was like, yeah, I don't know. I remember that the build up of that end of that first season was like coming down to that fight scene basically out of the bar. I was like, oh, this is something.
Well, it's like
new
you can only do a badass fights montage with a song over it, where the main guy is like lifting his fucking shirt up and then like going and beating the shit up. You can only do that 2 to 3 times in your show, where they do that like every other season to end the season, and it's like, yeah, we've seen that shit. You know, like we don't. What are you adding? Like it's not nothing's changing. So I would think the first season is very revolutionary, and then it just does it again and again and again and again. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, just maybe got a little bland.
Yeah. But other than that,
I was curious about Shorzy though, because I was like, it's funny show. Letterkenny is funny as hell.
If you've been on like a sports team too, I think it has like obviously a more like personal, in depth like humor for you, I'd say. So maybe you might like it more. But yeah, sure. I'll watch it. It's only like 6 episode seasons too. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Welcome to Wrexham. Watching Welcome to Wrexham. I'm really liking that show still.
Yeah, so good.
It's a good show, man.
So good.
And then for the movies, I watched Pi by Aronofsky. I watched a couple short films by him. Just slowly, I'm gonna move through him. Requiem for a Dream is very hard to hit play on. It's been hard to hit play on for the last 20 years of my life, and now I have to like actually do it because it's the next one.
Yeah.
So
I hit play on it once and I never finished it. So
really, I'll finish
you let me know.
Yeah.
Is it like notoriously slow or something, or just like
notoriously dark?
I don't know.
And
I just didn't. It didn't grab me either. Yeah, and I like dark shit, but it was just kind of like I don't know. Yeah. I mean, maybe I don't like Aronofsky's style, but I don't know, something about it I didn't like.
Check out Pi. It's his first film. You might not like it, but I think I haven't watched all his films. I've only seen this and Black Swan. I think Pi is fucking solid as shit. It's fucking weird.
Really?
It's got like black and white, kind of like Eraserheady feel, where it's like his first film, but it's to me it's way better than Eraserhead. Oh my god, it just got like way more punch. It's got way more like effective scenes, and the character is on this like psychological downturn where he's like trying to mathematically solve like how the universe is all connected in terms of like numbers and shit like that. So he's going into like the golden ratio, and they're like diving in all these like weird ass concepts, and then like throughout the film he's having like these giant massive headaches and shit, and they're like his brain is like not, he's like a vessel for this information in the universe to like, it's fucking crazy. I don't want to give away the ending because the ending really packed the punch that it needed for me to make this like a solid movie. I'd give it a go though. It's not that bad.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Pi. That's another one. Eraserhead. I don't get the love for that fucking movie, but
and just Lynch in general for me. But you know,
same. Fucking Lynch sucks ass.
But also the only other movies I watched are, I'm going back for October. I'm gonna do the old ass OG fucking.
Yeah, I saw you were logging those
movies. I watched the old Dracula and the old Frankenstein. I don't know. They're decent. The lighting in Dracula is like phenomenal. Like some of like the staging and lighting in that movie is great, and Frankenstein to a lesser extent, I'd say. But the characters suck. The drama, like the scenes suck. Basically, like the situation of like a vampire in the 1930s is scary enough to carry a movie for them. So like they don't do any work to make anything like you feel anything. Basically, it's just like there's Dracula.
That's
You know he's scary.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They're decent. They're way more. Those stories are told way more effectively in the future. So it's just like, yeah. And people love Frankenstein more from Letterboxd ratings. I found that to be worse than Dracula. I don't know. And
Really?
Yeah. I'm gonna go through the rest, like The Mummy and The Invisible Man and shit. But
I hear those books are like amazing. Touted to be like.
I mean, I read
original.
Frankenstein in high school, and it was pretty.
Yeah,
good,
Mary
actually.
Shelley's.
Yeah.
I liked that book, and I liked the Robert De Niro movie, honestly, when we watched it in high school. So like, it does that, you know. Basically, the only good thing in Frankenstein is when they burn the barn down at the end, because it's just like very cinematic, and you know. So I don't know. You know the story. You don't need to watch like an hour ahead of it to be just blandness. So.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'll go through them.
Actually, now that you bring it up, I have been watching a lot of whodunit movies. I watched Murder on the Orient Express and Death on the Nile, kind of back to back.
You gonna go see the new one?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really like too impressed by Murder on the Orient Express. I like Death on the Nile a little better.
I think so too.
But yeah, it was just, I don't know. It was just like too hammy, I guess, and it was like too like a fun mystery, like figure it out. It's who you least expect. Like, I don't know. Yeah, like Clue did that, and it was done way better, you know.
It's
and
way more
like,
fun in Clue too.
Yeah,
like, I don't know, something with
maybe it takes stuff a little too seriously or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's just like Hercule Poirot, or whatever the fuck his name is. I love the actor, I forget his name right now, Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh.
I think he directed those too.
He did.
He did.
Yeah.
I guess like him carrying the movie though, I wouldn't say that he fully does for me.
I don't think so either. Especially not. He does a little bit more in Death on the Nile, but yeah, Murder of the Orient Express. I was just like, I don't even like the main inspector dude.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like a super genius, charisma. It's like,
didn't get a whole lot of that. Yeah,
he's aight.
He's got a mustache.
Right, the mustache. He's trying to.
He's plucky.
He thinks putting on a big mustache is all he has to do.
Yeah.
And really, he's got to fucking back it up.
Yeah, I don't know. That one, and then what else did I watch? I watched another whodunit, but I can't remember which one because I forgot to log it. Fuck. But yeah, I don't know why those.
Mistake.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm in for a mystery.
Thinking about logging your movies.
Oh, I can't say I am actually. Can't say I am.
Damn.
What's the point of even watching them then?
I mean, yeah. Are you even dedicated to the Letterboxd hive mind?
Oh, fuck. All right. Well, when Joe picks it up, you know, that maybe that'll reignite something. Who knows?
I guess if you want to just close it out, are you guys excited for the Letterboxd being sold to the private holdings company or whatever it was sold to?
I don't know why. If they're gonna add, if it's true that they're gonna add TV to it, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one.
Yeah,
I think there's already an app for it.
Yeah.
But the app sucks TV time, in my opinion. I mean, it does its job in terms of logging my shit, but it crashes a lot and it's just hard to navigate.
Its searching interface and all of its other features are very lackluster and minimal.
Yeah, it's very bad. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I mean, I love Letterboxd, so maybe I'll like it.
Yeah. At first, I was like very sad, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I saw that they were gonna add like they're thinking about adding like the, you know, like how YouTube added the YouTube Shorts, and now they're like, oh, we should add like clips, like short video to it. I was like, I feel like that would kill it. I feel like people would hate that. On the Letterboxd community would like.
Yeah, I mean that's not.
Be up in arms about that.
There's something classy about Letterboxd.
It's just like unnecessary.
You can't lose, I'd say, but
it's just a bunch of film bros getting together and just talking about films and loving films. Why do we have to add the pop culture? What's going on in current time? You know?
Yeah, I don't need somebody like.
We need to stimulate these young brains. Let's add cool video clips.
Nah.
Fuck.
Nah, man. I'm not. Yeah.
So I spend more time on Letterboxd than I do any of the apps on my phone. So
they don't need your eyeballs. They need other people's eyeballs now.
They need
your
Gen
eyeballs.
Z. They need Gen Z's fucking no.
Fuck that.
No, I would kill it. It would definitely kill it for me. I'd be really very bummed.
I was very sad at first, and I hope that this company obviously sticks to their morals that they have portrayed through the purchase. But the more I thought about it, if they can do a TV side of that app right, bro, I'm there, man. Like, just imagine like flipping over to just TV and movie, like two different little fucking like tabs.
If that was the thing,
I
that would be
love
better.
that.
But if it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
mangled
I don't want
together,
that. No.
Mhm.
I think
yeah.
I want to be able to make lists with both. I want to be able to combine
Right.
things in ways, but I don't want to have the interface all connected. But to just
Yeah.
if those were two separate tabs, dude, I'd love that.
If that was
100%.
the case, I'd be more on board with it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, I mean, with TV series, I don't have to log as much.
Mhm.
The thing with like TV time, you have to go through and like select, oh, I watched this season, I watched this season, I watched this season. Like, I want to log it at the end when I've seen it all, and I can have a full.
Yeah.
But I guess
you could do
I mean,
that.
the idea of
however you
rating
want
each
it.
episode could be fun, or each season could be fun, but
Yeah.
then that just gets
A
in the
lot.
weeds.
Yeah.
Episode ratings I've tried to do on IMDb, and it kind of doesn't function well in my brain. But
Yeah.
I do like the idea that I could like write a review on one episode. I like the idea of like having compartmentalized chats on each episode. That could be helpful, I guess.
I do wish I like you said with IMDb, like I go to each episodes that I'm watching and I like to see what people think about those episodes, but it's not really well
curated.
No,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
I don't know.
If Letterboxd
But
could like
having
devote like a team to being like, this is the TV, this is the like, those things.
It could work. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it could be fun
Hopefully.
because I do like just reading people's opinions about specific episodes, but like I said, IMDb just doesn't really do it for me in terms of that interface.
They sold all the magic away. But I mean,
They did.
I go to Reddit like after episodes to do like to look at their episode discussions and shit. So I'm just if you just rope that into Letterboxd, I mean I think it's
that's what I did with Better Call Saul. I just went to Reddit and saw what people thought about the latest episode. But yeah.
So you just gotta combine it.
Yeah, find a way.
Yeah.
I have faith in Letterboxd. I mean, I think I don't know if it was you or Joe, but someone was like, there's to be the main shareholders or still be. Like,
I think they sold most of their. Like I think they got like 40% of the company, but.
Okay.
So
Damn.
We'll see. Yeah.
Yikes.
But hopefully they don't lose what made them great. We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyways, should we sign off on the chat? Yeah. Good talking. We'll talk
some sure.
Kill Bill, maybe what is it, Grindhouse or Death Proof?
Yeah, Grindhouse. That's the thing. We were gonna talk full Grindhouse, but you have Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, Death Proof, fucking Planet Terror, fucking Leaving Las Vegas, fucking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here.
Now we gotta recycle this title for next week.
Shit. God damn it, man!
Fucked it up.
All right. Well, it's been fun.
I'll do my homework. Yeah, we'll be back.
We'll talk.